Good morning then, and welcome back to another English lesson. Today we are going to be writing our big persuasive letters to Mr. Brownstone to see if you can get access and enter his family vault.
Okay, so here is today's learning objective. It is develop understanding of text using different styles of narrative. And your task will be today to write that letter of persuasion to Mr. Brownstone. What I'm looking for straight away then that everyone should be able to include is the recipient's name. That just means the person that is going to receive the letter. For example, dear Mr. Brownstone, or to the esteemed and knowledgeable Mr. Brownstone. That there, if you compliment someone in a letter of persuasion, you might even change their mind. I want a short and snappy introduction outlining why you are a suitable candidate or person to visit the vault. I want thematic paragraphs. Maybe a paragraph on why you are a curious person, maybe one on things that might interest you, and one on what you might do after visiting his vault. And even better if you can start using those embedded clauses within your writing. So yesterday's plan will be very important when it comes to writing your full letter for Mr. Brownstone. Now, when we are writing the address to our recipient, which in this case is Mr. Brownstone, I'm going to do my writing on the right hand side. So I might put, for example, Mr. Brownstone here. And I'm going to put below. Now, unfortunately, it's gone to the wrong font. But I did say before I might improve this. The esteemed and honourable Mr. Brownstone. I'm going to say, I wonder where his family vault is. I might put his house, the Brownstone family mansion. I might have to make some places up here. That might be good. Maybe we'll pretend he's living in Gloucestershire. Wonder which road he's on. Let's go for something silly, Harry Potter style. 2 Hufflepuff Way. That sounds nice. I live there. And Gloucestershire. And let's make up a nice postcode, which is where they send the post to. GL3 7EZ. That sounds like a nice made up one. So there we go. That's the start of our letter. That's the address that we put onto our envelope. The esteemed and honourable Mr. Brownstone, the Brownstone family mansion, 2 Hufflepuff Way, Gloucestershire, GL3 7EZ. And I might put that over here again. Dear your magnificence. Or dear the magnificent, that sounds better. The magnificent Mr. Brownstone, comma, and then I start my new line below here. Okay, so from here, I am not going to be writing the same letter for you. I'm going to show you an example of how you could write a letter. Perhaps for Mr. Nash, instead of asking Mr. Brownstone to visit his vault, I'm going to be trying to persuade Mr. Brownstone to let me write a story about all of the adventures that he's been on. Okay, so in my introduction, as it says here, a short and snappy introduction outlining why you are a suitable candidate to visit the vault. So I wouldn't write more than 3 or 4 lines here. I might start my introduction then with something to grab my reader's attention. So I might say, as an inquisitive and brave explorer myself, I believe that I am the perfect candidate to write, I'm going to say an autobiography, basically writing about the life of Mr. Brownstone, to write an autobiography about your life. Okay, so what I'm doing here in just a short sentence or two is I'm giving Mr. Brownstone a reason, okay, an important reason why I'm the best person, okay, to write an autobiography in this sense, to write a story about his life. Now you won't be doing the same as me, okay, you are going to be writing about why you should get to visit the vault. Okay, so you're going to have to give him a reason, an immediate reason, okay, why you should visit the vault. So maybe describe something about yourself or something you and Mr. Brownstone have in common. Okay, what I am going to ask then is for you to P on your page. Okay, not literally P on your page. P stands for point, evidence, explain. Okay, and that's all you need to do in a paragraph, in one paragraph. You make 1 point, okay, times 1. You include some evidence, which is the why, and you also explain, which is also why. Okay, point, evidence, explain. P all over your page. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do then, I've told Mr. Brownstone in my letter, remember my letter is different to yours, I'm explaining why I'd be a good person to write a story about Mr. Brownstone's life, which means actually it's not an autobiography, it's actually just a biography. Okay, so now I need to explain, first of all, an important point. Make it clear what I'm going to write about in this paragraph. Okay, so why should I write about Mr. Brownstone's life? First, comma, okay, so there's a time adverbial here. First, I am a suitable person, oops daisy, to write your biography. I certainly won't say because I'm quick at typing and can spell quickly because I'm struggling with that at the moment. I'm a suitable person to write your biography because I can write engaging and exciting stories! Exclamation mark. Okay, there's my point. Oh, where is my evidence? This is because I have always written stories, comma, ever since I was a young child. I love to capture children's imaginations and to write about fantastical and magical things. Full stop. There's a little bit of evidence, okay? And there's also a little bit of explaining. Now, I need to make sure, though, that I keep looking at my success criteria. Okay, snappy done. Thematic paragraphs, well, we're doing that at the moment. Embedded clauses. We also have that, remember that help sheet from yesterday that should also be really important to use. So I might include now one of those modal verbs from that sheet. So if you have got yesterday's sheet and that writing to persuade, those boxes, that will actually really help you today. So I might put some modal verbs in, okay? So I might say, Mr. Brownstone, I might address him directly. You must consider my letter. And you definitely, okay, because that's one of those modal adverbs, okay, definitely will not be disappointed by your decision to hire me. Or stop. Okay, so I've included more explaining here. I've also included that must, so I'm really trying to encourage him to agree with me. Now, for my second paragraph, I might start it with one of those nice sentence starters. So I might say, yet another incredible thing about my writing, blah blah blah. Okay, that's my point, and I need some evidence, so I might look at the persuasive devices, which he gives an expert's opinion, or include statistics, okay, or ask him a question. Finally, then, you will need to write a conclusion. You don't need to write conclusion because it's a letter, okay? Oops, I can't even spell it. Okay, you don't need to do that. You just need to write that as part of your creation. So in your conclusion, you are just summarizing what you have said. Okay, so you might want to put, to conclude, comma, I believe I am the perfect candidate, blah 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 blah. Okay, whatever you have said in these paragraphs. So your conclusion is anything that you have said in here that you are just saying again to remind him. So you're repeating it, making it a bit repetitive here on purpose. Okay, so he remembers why he should agree with you. And then finally, you're going to put something like yours sincerely, okay, I don't know, whatever your name is, okay? Because that way he knows who to write back to and who is writing to him. Okay, so it's very important that you try your very best on this. I don't want this done in 10 minutes, I don't want it done in 20 minutes. I would spend a solid hour, if I was you, writing this. Make lots of mistakes, that's fine. Green pen if you've got them at home, don't worry if you haven't. Put some lines through it, make some Make some mistakes. It's fine to make mistakes. Use a thesaurus if you can. Use a dictionary if you can to correct your spellings. I'm expecting a page to a page and a half of work. If you write 2 pages, that's fine. Okay, but remember what I always say, as long as it isn't waffle, okay, as long as it isn't lots and lots of sentences with I am good at this and good at this and blah 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 and blah 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 blah. No, keep it short, snappy. Okay, I want lots of writing here because there should be lots of reasons why you are a good person to visit the vault. Okay, if you can't think of many, go back to the previous lessons. You will definitely need your plans today. Okay, that's why we did that planning yesterday, and it was very important that you put some really good quality things into your plans because they will really help you today. So I'm expecting really a page to a page and a half. Try your best to spend an hour on this like you would in class and really focus. Remember, P on your page, point, evidence, explain, and use that writing to persuade sheet. I'll include it on the bottom of the page. Okay, so that is everything for today. If you need to watch any of the previous videos to help you out, that would be a really good idea. Here is that writing to persuade sheet. I will include it at the bottom of the page if you need that extra help. Look at your plan. Try and write a very persuasive letter. Try and include one of all of these things if possible. Okay, I really look forward to seeing these guys. Thank you for watching today's video.